Questions are pretty short, so I'm just going to run through a few on the same video. So if you just want to watch one specific question, just skip a minute and you should find the correct one because these are quite short. 19. The cost to manufacture X pairs of socks can be represented by a function C of X. If it costs $75 to manufacture 50 pairs of socks, which of the following is true? So they're trying to have us match up the correct input and output. So what's the input here? Well, X represents the number of pairs of socks. So that means our input has to be the number of pairs of socks. What's the number of pairs of socks? $50 is the number of pairs of socks. So we want an input of 50. And with an input of 50, an input of $50, 50 pairs of socks, what's the output? What's the cost? 75. So input of 50, 50 pairs of socks, output of 75, the cost is $75. 20. The formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle with length L and width W is given below. P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. Which formula shows how the width of a rectangle can be determined from the perimeter and the length? So if all those words confuse you, all they're asking you is to solve this for the width. We should have an equation that has width equals some long thing with the length and the width and the perimeter. Okay, so if you couldn't figure that out yourself, well, look at the choices, right? You have choices and they all say W equals, W equals, W equals. So that shows you that you need to solve that equation for W. So pause the video, go ahead and solve that for W yourself, and then come back and watch how I do it. I'm just rewriting this down here so that I have space to show my work. Okay, this is a two-step equation. I'm trying to get width alone. I see width is multiplied by 2. Okay, I'm just writing what happened to this W. It got multiplied by 2, and this term, 2L, got added. I want to do the opposite. So I'm going to subtract 2L. 2L minus 2L is 0. I'll subtract 2L on the other side as well. When I do P minus 2L, I can't simplify that. That's two different variables. There's nothing I could do to simplify it, so I'm just going to write it out. P minus 2L, and on the other side, I'm left with 2W. Now I want to do the opposite of multiply by 2, so I'm going to divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so I'm just left with my 1W that I was looking for. Divide by 2 on the other side, we have P minus 2L divided by 2. I know some of you will want to simplify this, P divided by 2 and negative 2L divided by 2, and that's amazing. But if you look at the multiple choice, they didn't simplify it. They just left it P minus 2L over 2. That's choice B, and that's the way they did it on this part question. So I guess you don't always have to simplify, but it's great if you are comfortable showing your answer either not simplified or simplified. That's great. Okay. Question 21. The graph shows the relationship between the weight in pounds of potatoes and their cost. Which best estimates the cost per pound? So we're trying to figure out the cost for each pound. This is directly proportional. Okay, this starts at 0, 0. So we're just looking for a rate of change on this. So we could use any 2 points. Some of my students like to just kind of extend this and look at about where it ends up. So it's like around 1.1, right? It's around $1 per pound. But then you're kind of not sure between 72 cents or $1.31 if you just connected the line, unless you did it perfectly with a ruler, which I certainly did not. So what I like to do is to find 2 points and use them to actually find the rate of change. So I could use this point. It looks like 4 pounds for $5. And then this point here looks like about 8 pounds for $10. Okay, and if I look at the rate of change, that's a change in Y. So how many dollars did it go up? It went up $5. For how many pounds? It went up 4 pounds. So I see $5 for 4 pounds. And if you do 5 divided by 4, I believe you get $1.20 or $1.25. Either way, you won't see that answer in our choices. It doesn't say $1.20 or $1.25 in the answer choices. So that's why, if you notice, it says which best estimates the cost per pound. Like this one is one of those few questions you'll see where it's not exact. They want like around. They want you to just use your own reasoning, either connecting the line or estimate however you choose and find the closest answer. The closest answer is obviously $1.31.